My choreographer's name is Beatrice Capote. She's a professional dancer, choreographer, teacher, and the founder of the Capote Technique. She is a Cuban-American contemporary dancer and is known for fusing contemporary dance forms using Afro-Cuban dance. She's an educator and teacher of Afro-Cuban folklore. She teaches dances of the Orishas, Rumba Cubana, and contemporary dance. Her education began at Alvin Ailey American Dance Center. From there, she received her AA from North Carolina School of Arts, and she went to get her bachelor's in dance education and her master's in fine arts at Montclair State University. She has taught a variety of institutions, including Montclair, Alvin Ailey, Givney Dance, and Joffrey Ballet School. She is currently an associate professor in the Department of Theater, Drama, and Contemporary Dance at Indiana University. Her choreographic work is centered around the narratives of Black people, of Black women specifically, who have been revolutionary throughout history, but their voices and stories are often untold. The Capote technique involves improvisational structures, and the technique is mainly grounded in orishas in motion. Orishas in motion basically means moving through the body. The elements of orishas, which is fire, water, earth, and more. And those things are grounded in dancing to specific gods that represent those elements. And drums are a crucial part of her technique as well. Now, after talking about her background, her education, and a gist of her work, I'm going to show a video that sums up a pretty good chunk of what she does and all her different styles. And yeah.
Le va a coger lo que anda. Viene la policía, le va a coger lo que anda. Eso te lo digo yo. Mira malanga. Oye, te canto yo. Mira malanga. Mira, por eso te doy la luz.
can tell by watching her piece that there's a progression to her piece and that it builds up over time. There's a narrative in place and a perspective that tells a story. The perspectives are like kind of characters in a way, but it could be like real life people. Watching her choreographic process and her work as a choreographer has inspired me to like approach it in a different way of just doing a piece, but to make it a story that is up for interpretation, either an open interpretation or like a set storyline that is not easy to tell right off the bat, but is like, if you really look into it, that you would know and understand. Their approach to choreography is just not letting the movement be the first thought, but that the heart, the brain, and the spirit is like the first thing that is focused on. So before even moving, I'm focusing on what they're feeling at the moment, focusing on what is tugging their heart, and having their mind on something that feeds them, either spiritually or maybe physically. Yeah, so I saw in an interview that she talked about with another choreographer, like the process of creating, and she was saying how first you have to have experience outside the space, and outside the space is like outside the dance field. Like you need to, whatever you're aiming towards, that it first takes place outside the space, and what happens outside the space influences the creative form inside the space. With her work, in the beginning, before she even choreographed anything, she wanted to find and voice her personality through her work and her roots in Afro-Cuban. And she, most of all, was just bringing her most authentic self in the process. A question that allowed her and helped her to really find her voice and to bring forth her true authentic self in her work was the question that says, who were you before the world told you who you were supposed to be? And that goes for a lot of, ethnic groups, that there's a lot of stereotypes and depictions and assumptions of who we are supposed to be based on how we look, based on where we grew up, based on all things that are surface level. But to truly push away from those and to find out who we were before that, before, the white men told us, that we ratchet or that we are not as intelligent, all that stuff, before all of that, to know who we are and that we are more than the outside. And even the outside is more than what they tell us. That inspired me because I feel like for myself, I kind of carry, and maybe I don't, like, it's things that I don't even know, like, I probably carry that kind of idea that's not my true identity, but it's something that's been passed along, throughout traditions, throughout generations, like that ideal set thing about who I am as a Dominican and Guyanese, who I am as a mixed child.